Our road had not been touched by snowplows.
Because it's considered a back road.
Uh,
But Mr.
You're on the gravel?
Klingenpeel
Yes.
Yeah.
can answer that. Please, Mr. Klingenpeel.
Well, we do
Road.
pay the
Primary
same
road.
taxes as everybody
Well,
else.
because we do primary roads first, we can't do the gravel roads first and let all you people out.
Yeah,
We do the primary
Yeah,
roads
that's
first.
what
I don't mind being second,
When
I just
they're
like to
clear,
do so.
then we open up the trailer park.
Oh, okay, well, all right, I just wondered.
I did do your roads. today.
Miss, I'm sorry.
But-
Finally today.
We need your name again. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mine?
I know you spoke earlier.
PM Veterinage, and it's 7280 North Road.
I want to add a little bit to that, though. The other thing is, though, that unless it's a super major deep storm, they're only going to plow it during normal work hours.
Oh, yes.
The township roads.
But I gotta
basically.
tell you, we had some deep
So-
drifts, Mr. Bryant.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and we do have a lot of people on
that's
it,
up to
off
their
our
supervisor.
private
so-
roads too. There's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm her husband. My name is Joel Veterinage. I'll spell that for you. I'll give you $10 if you know what you.
No, that's right.
What I was talking about was to point out to him, even though it is a rural road, like Mrs. Tremble says, because we have two private drives just to the north of us, all right, the total amount of activity going south on North Road is quite a lot, because Witcher Drive has about 7 homes, and Whisperwood has about 7 homes also on it. So in that half mile, you actually have close to 20 families or something on that road going south there. Well, some of these nice, beautiful paved roads, you've got those beautiful farms, and I love farms, and I think this is a beautiful community, but there's a lot less people living on it. So if we're caring about our taxpayers, whether it's Miss Tremble living on her road or me living on my dirt road, it still would be nice to have it plowed, because you do get wind out there with all the fence rows out. You do get some serious drifting.
I did your road before I did Mrs. Tremble's.
Thank you,
Now
Mike.
you're in the dog.
I got through it with my front wheel drive and all like all-wheel drive.
Is there anyone else wishing to address? Hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of our agenda. I would ask for a motion to approve our agenda, adding to it, I think, and we add to it under old business or new business? New business? New business, the network computer contract,
Yes,
maintenance contract.
right. As 7C,
Okay. And I would ask for a motion to approve our agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll support that, but I just want to ask one more question. Do we need to add here somewhere to do something with the public hearing we just had, or do we just hang a limbo?
How do we need to?
If you want to put it, if you want to have it on your agenda, you have to add it to your agenda, but there's nothing that says you even have to make it an agenda item tonight.
So I guess my question is, do you want it?
Well, we aren't gonna do anything tonight anyways, correct?
Absolutely.
Correct.
I mean, we need to.
So,
We need to take a deep breath, we need to count these votes and see where we are and get a plan of action. And actually, we need to get a plan of action out so the public knows where it's gonna be, whether we put it on our website or how we,
on the board,
on
on
the board,
the,
or publish it,
on
you know,
the
someplace so people know exactly what's going on.
The only thing that you would have to take action tonight, and I'm not recommending this, I'm just, I'm not saying do it or don't do it, either way. But if you were to have another public hearing, a public hearing is a special animal. And you would have to have a resolution to establish a second public hearing on this issue. You're gonna have a second public hearing anyway on the issue of the actual roll if you get that far. I don't know that you need more public input, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but if you're gonna have a public hearing, you do have to have a resolution and you do have to, publish again and then, mail. But again, you don't have to do it, but that was something that somebody talked about, so I just wanna let you know that would take action. Everything else of just saying the board's gonna get their own input and come to their own mind, you don't need to do anything tonight, you can just say we're gonna take it up in January or February.
Well, that being said, let's open that up for discussion. How does the board feel? I think from the comments that we heard here tonight, that maybe we should let it rest for a month.
I think that's a good idea.
And get a better projection of where it's gonna go. We don't have to set a special. If we want another public hearing, we need to set it tonight.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it doesn't have to be tonight, it just
It
has to be
doesn't
set
have to be.
before
I
the
mean,
hearing,
set, yeah.
before the hearing would
Before the
occur.
hearing.
But it doesn't
So,
have to be
can
a
we do
public,
that with, like, at a special meeting?
Sure.
but it doesn't have to be a public hearing, Mike.
No, I know, we don't,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, if you choose to have it in a public hearing.
Did we do the motion contingent on the vote? I mean, if we don't, if they have enough votes, then all this is,
Null and void.
I'd say
anyway.
let's just wait till January and see where we're at and
Should we table it to our January meeting?
That, it,
That way the people have a date that.
yeah, there,
That would probably make more sense.
yeah, there's a resolution that needs to be passed if you intend to move forward, and it's prepared, it's available for discussion, but if you want to table any discussion on the resolution of proceeding with the special assessment district, that would be an appropriate motion to make. Now you're at the agenda phase, so you would just say that we're going to add to the agenda an item of old business, and under old business, excuse me, it's new business. Under that item of new business, you would say, then take up that issue.
I think we should,
oh,
I agree. I
yeah,
think we
I'm
should.
not gonna
it's our
do
motion,
it.
to approve the
Oh,
agenda.
yeah.
Yeah, we're both in agreement on
We're
that.
both in agreement with
To add
that,
D in new business?
whatever Doug said.
Yeah, what did you say?
Please.
Said that we would add an item of new business for the purpose of discussing the resolution that was prepared. And that discussion may include tabling.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Carolyn, you want to read the motion back to us?
No.
Just to approve
The
the
motion is just
agenda.
to approve the agenda.
Okay, thank
As
you.
amended.
Okay, thank you.
With the addition, right.
C and D.
Of C and D.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do we need a roll call for that?
Yes.
No.
No.
All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Agenda is approved. Departmental reports.
Mark's back there.
Mark
I
is
did
here.
see, okay, Mark.
We did apply for that assistant firefighter grant for a water tender. The grant was $340,300. I'm not sure when they start awarding grants or denying grants, that's in the future, but it was, we did beat the deadline and got the application in.
Okay, what was it for?
A water tender?
No, yeah, no, I mean,
$340,300.
very good.
And I have a question. I have some people, I've been getting calls about the generator. We want to sell that trailer generator. If I pick a number and sell it, what do I do? Can I just sell it, or does it have to wait until a board meeting? I don't know what the policy is to sell it.
It has to be advertised, don't it?
Well, typically, when you have an item of excess property, you would set a date on which people could come in and look at it and submit a bid, and then the highest bid gets it at that time. That's typical. It's not the only way.
Well, probably it's a white elephant thing. Really, no one wants it. I've been advertising it, telling people at chiefs meetings. And so I put it on Craigslist. I got a couple of calls from a couple of farmers from up in the thumb who are maybe interested for a backup power for their farm. I mean, so it's really, I just put $2,000 on it because we've had it since for 45 years and it's sat in the hall for 45 years. We've used it 10 times in 45 years. So I don't know what to do with the thing. We want to get rid of it. We want to turn it over and what's the policy? I mean, you guys, I think, can, this kind of piece of equipment, it's not of high value, it's.
Well, I guess if somebody gave you a bid of $2,000 to, to sell it.
The board has to authorize him to be able to dispose
That's
of
what I'm
it.
looking for. If you guys would give me authorization, the first person who would give us $2,000, can I sell it? That's what I'm asking for permission.
And how old is this piece of equipment?
Well,
45 years old?
I'll bet.
Okay.
My dad put it on there, and I've been in the farm for 36 years. and my dad did.
It came from the, where did it come from, the Times Herald or
It's
WHLS?
WHLS is
Yeah.
a backup generator from back when they were, whatever.
I'm
It's been there as long as we've been on the department.
Yeah, I've been on
And I
36
think Link made the trailer, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion that we leave it up to your discretion to sell it. I don't know if I have, do I have a second for that?
How do you want that written, Doug?
I don't know if that,
No, we're not gonna be able to do
I mean, I don't think that you can just give them blanket authority. I think you can do a bidding procedure or you can establish its value. But just to say that, and again, no disrespect, I just think that the appropriate procedure would be
Okay,
to follow
well,
one
we
of
wanna
those
do it
two.
right.
Yeah, to be follow one of those two, either to, and again,
I think bidding procedure would be our best bet.
yeah,
Okay.
just to set a,
Just make a motion to. put
yeah,
it through the bidding.
have
Well,
you could
let the
authorize
two
them to.
farmers or
Authorize
whoever-
Mark-
Bidding to.
authorize Mark to establish a cutoff date and, on which to submit bids.
Problem is, I'm getting phone, you guys know this, I'm getting phone calls, I send them some pictures, a
Yeah.
couple guys will call back with other questions. So as far as going into bidding and submitting the bid, we'll never sell the thing, we'll sell it for scrap. Is there a way you can just set a minimum on it, and first guy that wants it, I get rid of it, to get it out of the hall?
Well, then
Is
can
there
we do
something
that,
like
Doug?
that?
We can set a price on it?
If you're
That's all right.
comfortable establishing one, yes, you can say that the, you know, it's open to the first come, first serve at a minimum.
Well, my problem is, the thing is 45 years old. I don't know who, you know, I think we're gonna be lucky if we set a price of $2,000 on it, that we better hug the guy.
Well, there's a
put
couple
money in
things
our
about
pocket.
it. It's got a brand new generator because it went bad and we had a new generator put on it when Snackenberg Electric was there. And Snackenberg Electric went out of business and never sent us a bill for the new, brand new generator part of the, it has the old engine, but a brand spanking new generator probably doesn't have an hour on it. And it's in a nice
Does
trailer.
that change the value of it then, or?
Well,
Or in
still,
there?
we had it done, what, 25 years ago. The generator's got 1 hour on it, probably 25 years. It's a 20,000 watt generator on a trailer.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm looking for direction here.
Well, because, and again, I'm gonna chime in,
Township property.
Yes.
it's a situation where you have something that, as a seller, whether you're a private citizen or anyone else, you're selling a product, and if the product damages something, it could be the opportunity for a claim against you. So if we establish a bid procedure, what I like about the bid procedure is we can have terms of sale that says, as is, where is, come in, inspect it, test it, run it, do whatever you want, but once it leaves the door, it's yours, and you can't come back at the township. And I think that that item being of so little value, I'd want to establish a proper proper sale procedure so that we could build into that the terms which would prevent anybody from coming back to the township with a claim. It sounds like it's potential to be as much of a liability as it does an asset. Al, did you come across anything in there that gives you another alternative?
I was just looking in the fire department part of it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Seeing it.
Okay, so it sounds like
Touchdown.
they need a little guidance on setting that up.
You wanna look up? You wanna look and we can come back to it? See
Yeah.
if we can find anything?
Yeah, see if I can come up with another idea.
Be a lot quicker than
Thank
we-
you.
than we do all.
Okay, we'll move on to that. We'll come back to that.
We'll wait.
We'll let you know.
Okay, the building department.
Well, did Mark have anything else?
Do you have anything else, Mark?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Don't worry, the line's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Building department,
I don't have anything.
anything? Water department, nothing rather than.
Cold out there.
It's cold and the water's cold. Library, Jane is not here.
Jane is not
Probably
here.
couldn't find a parking spot.
Right.
Unfinished business, chapel restoration. Jim?
Chapel restoration is on its way. We're set up right now for the foam installation, the electrician to finish up, and the drywaller. He's got a little bit of work that he's got to do in there also. So once those get done, then he can put his finished drywall in. So if everything goes cool, everything, we don't run into any more problems, we should be well on our way by the end of next month.
Okay,
You know.
sounds good. Thank you very
And
much.
one other thing, we have a concert tomorrow night down at the Westland Church. Cliff Erickson and Julianne Trumbull is going to be there performing for us. I think we still have some tickets left, $8.
Well, we can buy, they don't have to have a ticket.
Okay, you can buy them at the door.
They pay at the door.
Yep.
It's a great concert. I can I can attest to it, it's a good concert, it's a very good
Very
concert.
good
so
concert.
if you get a chance to go and see it, certainly do.
Don't think so, ask Dale.
Yeah.
Her name's Ainsley now, by the way, too.
The Old Township Hall, Old Township Hall renovation,
The old township hall renovation, I believe, is complete finally.
hallelujah.
The curtains got hung on Friday. Thank you that the light is on
Outside the
outside.
building.
You're welcome.
The floor's done.
I think that's probably,
I
yeah.
think we're finished there for a while.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, you need to go look at it.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay, moving on, new business, 2014 township meeting dates. We did have those at the last meeting, but we had them for 2013 again, so we thought we'd put 2014 on it instead of 13.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I move to approve these dates. They are the third Monday of
I'll second.
every month.
You can put them on the internet.
We have a motion,
Yes.
yeah, we will publish those.
Not gonna read them all out.
I don't think we need to read them all out.
No.
As
Okay, we
listed.
have a motion on the floor to accept the Burtchville Township meeting dates.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Wasn't it Cindy that seconded that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Jody thirded it.
Okay.
Building supervisor for Old Township Hall. Would you care to address that, Ellen?
I recommend Chuck Doan. He's one that does work on our sprinkler system and has seemed to do a really good job of maintaining it, keeping an eye on it. But he also lives right near the building and would be willing to do, since we are now going to be charging rent for that building for social occasions. He lives, again, just down the road. He would be willing to do the inspections for us to verify that there's been no damage to the building or trash left, and he would do that for $10 per inspection, and then an extra $10 if there has to be any cleanup that people haven't taken care of, but that would be paid for out of their fees, since that would be not returned to them if they don't take their trash or clean it
The
up.
extra $10 for it.
Yeah.
Not the inspection.
Not the original one,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no.
Would someone care to make a motion? Or is there any discussion?
This is gonna take effect
January 1st?
correct?
Yeah,
Right.
1st of January.
Yeah.
So we really need to have somebody in place.
Yeah. I move to, or I'll support, if that's a motion or.
No, you go ahead and move.
Okay, yeah, I move to hire Chuck Doan for the $10,
I'll second.
see how it works.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to hire Chuck Doan as our inspector of our hall and possible cleanup if he has to. Since we're spending money, we better have a roll call vote.
Well, and wait a minute, really, there was also discussion, if there's a lot of cleanup, that he could charge an extra amount, and again, it would still be taken out of, that would be in proportion to what's happening.
Well-
He's been very reliable and helpful, go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, pictures you tell a lot, so,
Yes,
you know,
that's
there's a
right.
problem, take pictures and.
Right,
You'll be probably compensated.
that would be taken care
Yeah.
of through the,
The only other
Are we
question,
including that in the motion?
yes.
the only other question I have is,
Mhm.
what about if he's on vacation or something, are we gonna have an alternate or?
Well, we should have, but we can move that out. I don't have one right now.
Okay, all right. Well, I didn't know if you
He
know,
doesn't leave too often.
no, but.
We're just gonna lock him in the township. so he
Right,
can't go anywhere.
right, you can't move. Yeah, we can do
There's a
that.
party there tonight, you can't go anywhere.
Right,
Okay.
check the calendar.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to hire Chuck Doan for $10 and $10 for any extra. How did you word that?
Plus, if there's a lot of cleanup, and, you know, I mean, it would just be fair to him to pay him some additional, which again would come out of the non-refundable
Deposit.
deposit, that's right, because it would be non-refundable because they didn't take care of the building.
Okay, any more questions?
Oh, I have one thing.
Mhm.
We need to have, the rules in bold, capital.
Yes, we've looked into that and we're gonna get them typed up and printed. 11 by 13, Rick, or more?
That was bigger than that.
It was bigger than that, okay.
That needs to be up there.
Yes, yes,
I could ask another question.
okay.
Okay.
Probably not gonna like it, but what happens if somebody doesn't get in here and get the key?
We're gonna give them your number.
Well, I already get it, and even my son called me one morning about 8 o'clock in the morning. People were pounding on his door, wanting to get in because they didn't have the key.
I don't
And-
give
and
up
I,
my
and I haven't
number.
had a problem. I don't. I go over and check and make
Yeah.
sure that they're on
Mike
the list,
has
and then
too.
I open the door.
Mike has too.
I understand,
Many a time.
But what?
It's a pain.
Well, really what I'm getting at is, what if, if they call me? How do I say if you didn't get the key, you didn't pay the bill? I don't. Do I say?
It says
no,
in the
I
new
can't?
rental agreement that they have to pick it
Well,
up.
they have a rental agreement. They should have the rental.
They
So
should
they'll
have
have
it
they'll
with
have
them.
a copy of them.
They
So
should
they
have.
okay.
They
So as
better
long as they
have.
have it, it'll
Yeah.
go. Okay,
Right.
that's
Good
fine.
question though.
Okay, yeah, well, I just don't.
Just
Don't
give
want
Mal's
the
number
issues.
though.
Just make sure they get rid of the garbage.
Lately.
You got me so confused, I don't know what I'm doing now. We have a motion on the floor to hire Chuck.
Yeah, so we have to have a roll call
The
vote
same,
because we're
same
spending
thing.
money.
And we're gonna have a roll call vote. Carol Ann, would you give us a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Browlett.
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie.
Yes.
Mr. Platzer.
Yes.
Mr. Apple.
Yes.
Mrs. Trumbull, yes.
Okay.
This is getting past my bedtime.
This would be nice if I could.
Network computer.
Oh, yeah, maintenance agreement for network, I can't read my own writing. A maintenance agreement for the network computer, it's just
Continuation.
annual continuation of our agreement. I don't think they haven't raised the price.
That's the
or
same as it was?
Same as it
I
was.
thought it was. I move to approve the annual agreement with Network Computer for $3,900.
Support.
We have a motion and support for $3,900 for network computers. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none.
39 per year? Did you say 3,900 per year?
Yeah,
That's what it was.
annual service contract,
Right,
$3,900.
okay.
Yep.
I would call for a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Browlett.
Yes.
Mr. Platzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie.
Yes.
Mr. Apple.
Yes.
Mrs. Trumbull, yes. And now we're into resolution.
Oh, you did a T, didn't you?
We're into deciding what we're doing again. Doug, are you? What is the motion here now? Again?
There was a resolution that needs to be adopted in order to proceed with the special assessment district. I don't know, one of you said,
I'm just gonna move that we table.
Didn't we just do that? No.
no, before all we get is adopted.
All we have to do
you
is
don't-
table, and then we
Okay.
don't have to do no resolutions, correct?
Correct, you can table the vote on the resolution until
Yeah. I'm gonna
January,
move that we
February,
table-
whatever point in time you want it.
Table it till our January meeting, unless you don't think that's long enough, but.
Well, yeah, the January meeting, I think, yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. So,
Resolution to be tabled.
till January 20th, 2014.
Thank you. No, not 13, right?
We don't have to repeat that.
2014. Okay, we have a motion on the floor to table our resolution for trash removal for the township.
Support.
Until January 2014. We have a motion on the floor. And support?
January 20th.
Or the 20th, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Jody did.
Okay. I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Browlett.
Yes.
Mr. Platzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie.
Yes.
Mr. Apple.
Yes.
Mrs. Trumbull, yes.
Okay. Moving on. The supervisor's report, the supervisor has reported enough. I'm not saying anything else, other than to wish everybody a Merry, Merry Christmas, so. Go to the clerk's report.
Probably pretty much the same as Mike. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will look at this again in January.
Treasurer's report, Jody?
Nothing, taxes are coming in on normal pace, so. That's all I got.
Okay. Trustee Cindy?
I really don't have anything, except Merry Christmas.
And Al?
Say the same thing, Merry Christmas.
Okay, I would ask for a motion.
Public comment.
I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Well, wait a minute.
comment.
Oh, do we have to? Okay. Oh, I thought I'd get away with that, but I guess we have to go to
Because we have a hand
extended,
up.
extended public comment. Is there any comment?
I wasn't clear about one thing that I thought I heard earlier, that there was gonna be an assessment, some sort of assessment on this garbage thing.
Be such a
Now,
wall.
that fee, is there a percentage that was mentioned, or?
Oh, you mean for it to pass?
Well, the administrative fee, was what I,
No, the administrative fee is not included in that. You know.
I didn't.
The
There's
1%.
Something cropped up about the administrative.
Yeah, there was, they asked
Administration fee, if they add
if the,
1%.
if the assessment was gonna include the administrative fee, which it isn't. It's a special assessment. in and
I know,
of
but is that
itself.
what it's labeled, is it an
No
admin
additional
fee?
fees.
No, it's not an admin.
Well, that's
And
what
if you
needs to
look
be
on your
corrected, because
taxes,
they're so
that
weird up
that
about the
administrative
taxes.
fee isn't based on the total amount of your taxes. 1%, because there's like a lighting assessment on there, that's a special assessment for the lighting district, that's not.
But that was, that 1% was something else.
The 1% is on the mills.
And I don't know if the terminology matters a lot, but what we're talking about as an administrative fee isn't truly an administrative fee if we do get to a trash pickup. But what the board typically does in every jurisdiction that we've been to, they take the base amount of the special assessment, which in this case is $152 a year. They add $2, $3, $4 to cover the cost of things like publication, postage, mailing, things that go along with administering the contract. It's not a separate administrative fee, but there is a markup that is typically added on if you proceed with a special assessment, so that the base contract price is pretty close, but not exactly the out-the-door price.
And if I understand right, that can be negotiated out in the next contract. If the fund gets to the point we don't need it, it can be.
And typically that is the case, because your startup cost at the
Taken out in
beginning.
next, say, like if they went for a 5-year agreement, a contract, and the next 5-year agreement, it can be taken out if the fund is, you're comfortable, the board, the acting board at that time is comfortable with the amount of surplus they have in that, for like big fuel adjustment rate or something like that, down the road.
I just want to make sure it wasn't a percentage on your property.
No.
Again.
No, Ernest, I can guarantee you, no, it doesn't. Okay, anybody else? Yes, sir.
There's a calendar on the website that really doesn't do anything. It's been there all this time. I wish it'd be active, or you could just remove it. Click on calendar. And
What is it? What are you talking about, for events?
on the website, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an events calendar. It doesn't serve any purpose.
Doesn't even look good.
It looks nice, yeah. It looks very nice.
Thank you.
None of the events are on it. If there were, if it were useful, if it were in use, it'd be really useful.
Is our concert for tomorrow night on there?
It is not, unfortunately.
It's under events.
It's
Nice
under
big
events,
events.
but it's
It's
not
there.
on the calendar, and it'd be kind of neat to be able to click on the calendar. There are two businesses on 25, and I brought this up before. They're businesses that are now doing two different things, other than what they're supposed to be doing. I'm sorry, they're doing one additional thing. And I just don't understand, when we continue to do the ordinances and make more and more ordinances, why we can't stick behind the ones that we already have. There's a business that's selling used cars that's not the used car business. It's been going all year. I brought it up every single time that I've been in here, so they're on at least their 7th vehicle.
What is the location?
It's Len's Pool, it's across from and there's another business that's selling carved logs now that's in the kitchen cabinetry business. I have no objection to people making money, but if they're going to do that kind of thing, I think that they need to do it legally, come in here, get a permit to do it. That's what the rest of us have to do. I've addressed it before, you know, you look at me, look like you're looking at me now and nothing happens about it, and I just don't quite understand that.
Well, we've certainly addressed you're talking about lens pools as far as,
That's one, yeah.
you know, you must drive by there at different times than we do because,
Well, there's a truck out there right now. It's
is
at
it his
least
own
there's
truck?
at
Maybe
least-
his own truck?
It's for sale. I don't know what the laws are on zoning, but I can't imagine, I do know that you can only sell 3 cars on your own personal property. I don't know what they are on businesses, but I cannot imagine that you can have a business that's supposed to be selling pools and spas that's in the used car and used boating business. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that the zoning is set up that way. If it is, just let me know and I'll
Well,
keep
we'll
my
have the
mouth
zoning
shut.
administrator look into it.
Okay. One more time, in 2013, the beginning, all the meetings of all the open public meetings must be put on the website. The last meeting, December 10th, was not on the website. I don't understand why.
What public meeting is
By
it?
law, there was an open public meeting December 10th.
For the board of review.
That was board of review.
That was the board of review. I asked if it was an open meeting, they told me yes. It was posted as an open meeting should be posted, but it was not posted on the website. This continues to happen. Michigan law states that they have to be posted on the website so that people who have access to the website can get on the website and know what's going on in the township. I don't understand why after 12 months, that law still isn't being followed.
Well, we try to follow them. It was one that got away from us, so.
Well, it's more than one. I
Yeah.
complained about it before. It's not the first time, it's not the second time. It's more like the third or fourth time.
Okay,
And I'm also
thank you.
supposed to get those notices by my FOIA in advance unless that has run out. If it has, I'll refund.
The notices on what?
On all open public meetings.
Right, I don't handle the board of review if that's what you're speaking about, but you get notices of these meetings.
I know, but on my FOIA in advance, never mind. Merry Christmas.
Okay, because I don't do that.
Happy New Year.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
I think we're learning.
Got another one right.
Pardon?
Yes,
He gets them all.
As far as Mr. Abernathy's comment on the calendar, I think it's confusing because we have a calendar there, people are used to looking at a calendar and it's something there or it's not. I know I've almost missed one of the meetings because I clicked and there was no meeting posted on it for that day, it said, on the computer. And I just found out otherwise that there was a meeting. So I think it's a good point, you know, people look at it and there's nothing on the calendar, they'll think there's nothing going on.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll review that, and if we decide to leave that calendar on there, we'll fill in the meetings and the stuff, you know.
It'd be really nice to have that calendar, but it's, right now it's very deceiving, you know, just from my one experience.
Well, we'll try to update it and keep better track of it. Yes, ma'am.
You need my name again?
I think I can get it. I've got it right in front of me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I wanted to know, because you tabled the discussion of the trash, does that mean people like who maybe weren't here tonight can still send in their protest or whatever by email or fax or something? I have several friends out of state who would, I'm sure, like to
Not
comment
after
on it.
midnight
Not
tonight.
after the date
They have to have it in
It had to be public, it had
By
to be in
midnight
tonight.
tonight?
Mhm.
What's the email they would send that to?
BTWP supervisor at Comcast.net.
Is that OR, right?
OR.
Comcast.net?
And the fax number is 810-385-8551.
8551. So does the fact that people can no longer say no to this mean that we're just kicking the can down the road with this tabling and you're gonna make the decision without the public's approval or whatever anyway?
So we're tabling this meeting to discuss how we're gonna proceed. A lot will depend on these votes that we have tonight, you know,
Because I know
basically.
quite a few people went past me and didn't understand they had to sign that paper there that was.
If they proceed, there still has to be another public hearing.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Absolutely.
That's what I
Correct.
need to know. All right, so at that point, there'll be more.
And people can always
Opportunity.
voice their
More
opinions, it just doesn't
opportunity,
count towards the
Or
20%
next will be another
threshold.
public hearing.
And then if what everybody wanted, we'll have to spend township money to rent a big hall somewhere apparently.
It's a
Well,
really party.
I can get
We
St.
don't have-
Edwards, I can get St. Edwards.
We don't have a larger
Well,
building.
apparently, if you need that big a hall, maybe you shouldn't proceed with it.
Well, there you go.
Maybe we'll just have a party afterwards.
Do in the spring, you pull fire trucks out and use fire hall.
You might be surprised though, the positives might show up this
We could have a
time.
weenie roast and stuff afterwards, though, you know. Get together. We could have a weenie roast and a big party.
That sounds like.
You know,
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
skating party.
Okay, I would ask, is there anybody, okay, Al?
Oh, they had something.
Yes, ma'am?
Speaking of trash, I was just wondering for the bike trail, when they're gonna get garbage cans out there, hopefully
not.
before next summer.
I don't think we are.
There's no plan for that
There's no plan.
whatsoever.
Because I thought in the initial, when the bike trail went through, that was one of the things they were gonna have garbage.
I would have to review that. I don't know. I
Well,
wasn't here when that went through.
That might have
Garbage
been
in our
promised
property.
by County Park and Rec. That was never promised by the township.
That's certainly something we could look into, but right now, there's, at this present
It's
time.
quite an expense
There's
to.
no, we can't keep a simple little post with a nice little saying out there, let alone put garbage. What we're gonna do is put garbage cans out there, and they're gonna come around and they're gonna dump the garbage all over the street. And then you're gonna be calling me and say, Mr. Apple, do you know there's paper all over the bike path out there?
For those
Well,
who don't want
right now, we
garbage
don't have a garbage
pickup.
can, we don't have to worry about the papers. And I imagine you being a neighbor, you may get some, I don't know, I've driven that bike path. I try to drive it a couple times a month, you know, to inspect it for trees and whatever, and how it's cut and what's going on out there. And I really don't see too much out of shape there, other than the fact that we can't keep our signs and stuff there. Yes, sir.
Is there any plan to do anything to help people get from that path to the park at Fort Gratiot?
That's up to Fort Gratiot.
That's a Fort Gratiot deal, and I tell you what's going on over there, is right there, I'm probably getting right of ways in there,
Yes.
right now.
It's the Detroit Water that's holding them up. That's the only thing that's holding them up. They've got the other.
And I think it's a
roadways.
security problem with Detroit Water, you know, we don't want that bike path going by, you know. But I don't know, that's what I hear talking to the supervisor from.
Can you give me your name and address?
My name is Patrick Lynch,
Okay.
6586 Lakeshore.
6586?
Anybody else? Okay, this is it. I'm gonna ask,
You still didn't get to say
oh, do you still have something you wanna say?
The fire department, the generator, I don't think we did anything, did we?
Oh,
Yes.
No,
no,
we didn't
Oh.
give him an answer. I don't think we can give him an answer. I think Mark left, didn't he?
Mark said, whatever you decide, leave him a note.
That's the only other thing that we forgot. But personally, I think it should be advertised.
well, I think if it's been here for 48 years, I think another month isn't gonna make any difference.
You can, if you want to, you can establish, you can
has
vote
that.
to approve a bid submittal deadline with terms to be prepared by your attorney as to what the terms of sale would be.
It
If
has
you would
value.
like.
If he's got offers of $2,000, it has value, and other people might think it has more value.
Correct.
To establish a bid process?
Because he's getting calls, he shouldn't have advertised it, so.
And I'll second it. Make that motion, I'll second it.
Yeah, that's a motion.
What
Do you want
does-
to pick a date for the
Do you wanna-
deadline, or do you want to?
January meeting, February meeting?
February meeting.
February? Okay.
Gotta have time to create
Okay.
everything and advertise
I'll
it.
second
February.
it.
Yeah.
Who made the motion? Al?
Yeah,
We'll sell it at the February 17th meeting, or approve the sale.
okay.
Open, at that point, once you set the terms of sales, it's opening a bid and the highest dollar wins.
Okay.
Get a vote.
Gotta vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That should probably be roll call because we're selling.
yeah, let's have a roll call vote on the resolution.
Mr. Violet?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie?
Yes.
Mr. Planter? Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mrs. Trimble, yes.
Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Please.
I will.
Support.
We have a motion to adjourn and we have support. And I'm gonna end this meeting. This meeting is adjourned, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Did you say ayes? All
Aye.
ayes.
I'm down to get my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, what's this?
I'll take that up
7 to
tomorrow,
3,
if I didn't get it
Detroit.